The Haunted Villa, Chapter 3. Returning home that evening, the general took out some time to meet Nandu. Nandu felt very excited on meeting him. "Oh, sir, I am very glad to meet you once again. I was looking for you the other day, when you promised to come back and stay in this villa. But then, that morning, the weather became so cruel, and I assumed that the ghost was very angry hearing the news of the purchase of the villa. The ghost must have kept his eyes open on the villa surroundings and people around, which could be one of the reasons for such a bad weather that day. That day, trees assumed huge, gigantic shapes of demonic figures. They extended their branches much that they could hold back anyone trying to look at the villa or simply walking around it. It would catch any passerby and swallow them as a whole. The scene was so terrifying that even street dogs feared and began to cry in blunt, sharp, horrifying voices. It looked as if they had sensed some supernatural powers around. The graves opened up, letting every evil spirit out in the area. At this dark, gloomy surroundings, sir, I saw at far distance a skeleton head, and he was arranging its rest of the body, bones, and preparing itself to move. Sir, you will not believe that all this happened in the morning. In the morning, when there are no bright sun, no birds chirping on trees. I was completely scared, Babuji, so I ran away from the spot, and I didn't open my shop for a few days. It's only today that I had come here." The convoluted story, as communicated by Nandu, did arouse some surprise factor in the mind of the general, but it still could not stir him from being strong. On hearing his story, he still had the same words to utter. "I don't fear ghosts, and I only believe it to be happening if you insist. Otherwise, I don't have any sound assumptions to believe in the existence of any evil, spiritual forces on earth. The dogs can cry, I can believe. That the trees can look monstrous only to those eyes which dislike a cloudy, windy weather. But seeing the skeleton arranging its bones and graves, opening up in a sheer imagination of mine. I simply don't fear ghosts. That will be my philosophy in my life. All the time, this tiny heart is bleeding within me. Nothing can stir my beliefs." "What if ghosts suck all the blood of this little tiny pouch which you call a heart?" Suddenly, Nandu's mouth began to bleed. Blood gushed out from every spacious crack, be it the nose, ears, or eyes. Two elongated canines emerged out of the two corners of the mouth, with the saliva dripping from its thirsty tongue. It had completely changed into a blood-sucking monster. The beauty of these dimpled cheeks were replaced by a wrinkled, old, dead white patch skin with spots of bruises marked all over the body. The dragon's red eyes suddenly protruded out from his large sockets, and his hands turned up into thin skeleton bones with pointed nails. His little shop too transformed itself in a dark, deep, hollow cave where nothing could be seen except for this horrible creature sitting in front of him, howling, growling, and crying in dreary sounds at the same time. At this point, the general felt terrorized for the first time, and in no time he stood up, The horrifying figure then pounced upon the general. Luckily, he found a big log of wood lying close to him. He picked it up in rather haste and hit him hard in the stomach. The monster, getting badly hurt, could not stand there for too long and faded away in his cave. Soon everything turned normal, except for the sky, which had turned into a reddish black in color. Having lost Nandu somewhere, he returned back home in deep anguish. Entering the villa premises, he saw the creepers were beautifully cut. He felt glad and proud of his wife to have done it without worrying about the existence of ghosts. He was glad that she too was following his philosophy of not fearing in any situation and dealing the situations boldly. He went inside to meet her and ask her the details with which she managed to do the entire garden clean. Emily told him every little thing the ghost was trying to do with her. But the instance of her scolding the ghost in the kitchen made the general laugh aloud. He smiled and said, "I thought it was only me who was scared of it, but even ghosts are." It's well said, women become enormous ghosts if you annoy them or don't listen to them. And both begin to crack jokes on each other. In the evening, the family sat together eating dinner, with some discussions on the day's activities. The ghost was still not a part of their discussion, even when both husband and wife had encountered with him. They timely finished their dinner and all went to bed. Where the general and his wife were in deep sleep, the kids were still waiting for the ghost's action. As they were enjoying novice adventurous and thrilling plans to curb the ghost from entering their parents' room, they took it as their duty and responsibility to save their parents from any danger, be it the ghosts. For today, they were all prepared to face the ghost with courage after having watched the movie Home Alone. Inaction by the ghost that night made them all doze off into a comfortable sleep. Days passed on, their routine was normalized. Maybe the ghost was planning something big, so didn't show up much. As the ghost was busy planning his every move, so were the kids ready with their new ideas to tickle the ghost by their mischievous tricks and to put their plan into action and make him run away into his own dark world. Thank you.